How's that happen?
Echo, 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 echo.
Echo, echo, echo. Pizza. Chicken. Overload. Okay. No echo. That's good. Let me make sure my sound mixer's still on, yeah. Okay, pardon me. Pardon me why I look through our old messages to try to find that picture we used last time for the people to stare at while we read.
The doidle one?
I think the one you sent me last time with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Warehouse 13 people. Which is probably way up here.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. I just got to the monkeys.
1 second.
Just now.
Tomorrow I get my food money. I can get pizza.
Pizza! Pizza!
Yes.
It was at 10:17 last Thursday.
Yeah, that's... that's far away. 10:17... Yeah, we started late. 11:07. Wait. 10:12. Oh yeah, it'd be a different time for me since I'm PST. Ah, found
Bring
it.
tones down. Alright.
Found it. Okay, how many size that? Bring that over there like that. Change just a little bit.
Quit monkeying around.
But we are all monkeys. We are crunchy
Stupid
monkeys.
apes.
Damn dirty humans.
You blew it up!
You know, I've actually never seen the original Planet of the Apes movies.
I've never seen any of them.
I've seen bits and pieces.
There we go.
I have seen bits and pieces. More bits than pieces, really. But let's not get into that. I did see Spaceballs.
Oh, that's a good movie.
That had
Spaceballs awesome.
It is. It had a
Those things by
reference at
Bill
the end.
Brooks are.
The
Yeah.
worst part about breaking up is never seeing their dog again, and the dog just wondering why you stopped visiting, wondering was it something they did. It's cute and sad at the same time. Okay.
Blazing Saddles is amazing.
So we're able to log on, Doc.
I logged on. You need the link again, don't you?
I have the link to the story I posted in the chat, just trying to find where we are in the story.
It is the after a long convoluted way around the dig source. It's the one with the little mouse picture. I mean the little mouse divider.
Okay.
I was already pretty much there. I had an idea of where we were, I just didn't have an exact knowledge.
So it's
Further the way.
after a long convoluted way, or
Convoluted way.
Yeah,
or is
After
that or is that the line we
it's
start on?
that's the line we start on.
Okay.
Because we finished at the divider, so.
Yeah. And we got a magical hour of reading of this. Oh, and just in case if anybody wants to read along with us, any viewers we get, I shall post it in the chat. I mean,
The shot.
the stream.
There.
There you go.
Huzzah.
Wait. I don't have live stream. Oh well.
Whatever.
There we go.
Yes.
Double post,
Double
band.
post.
Well, I technically would have posted it. It's just like, you need to log in. I'm like, screw you, I don't have a login.
Okay, so let's see. Dex first, Doc second, me last.
Okay.
And just to make sure that my mic is still on, because it would really suck if we did this and my voice wasn't
Yours
heard at
on.
all. Okay, thanks.
It's on. I can hear you.
Oh, baby.
Otherwise, we wouldn't know that you just assigned the order.
Nah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, not that you guys can hear me on Skype, but the stream can hear me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me know when you're sure
Well-
of everything.
I am all sure of everything, and my foot fell asleep.
Alright.
Are you sure about that?
Why, yes, I am.
Oh, making sure.
No.
Alright, are we ready?
Yes, let's do this thing.
Commence! After a long, convoluted way around the dank sewers, they finally came to an abandoned subway station. Red, Blue, and Michelangelo jumped over the turnstiles. Pete and Purple carefully lifted the coil over it.
So what, am I Spock?
Oh, you're Q. Or at least
This is
Squire
true.
Trelawney.
I'm Q. Michael walked through after them, still unimpressed by their living conditions. Though, where else could giant turtle people live? Besides the warehouse, that is.
Her feelings changed when she passed through the gate and saw their lair. She didn't have to see Pete's face to know he was excited. Somehow, even the back of his head exuded
Exuded.
atheism. It was enthusiasm, sorry. It was decked out the way you'd think a group of teenagers would live, complete with a widescreen TV, beanbags, chairs, and tire swing. And that was just the main room. She saw other rooms, but not what was inside them.
Setting the coil down, Pete gave an impressed whistle. Alright, nice pad, guys, but, I never caught your names. I mean, other than Mike, that is. So, what about the rest of you?
Blue pointed to himself. Well, I'm Leonardo. That's Donatello in the purple there. Turtle in question gave a little wave. And the hot hat is Raphael. Raphael scowled, but didn't argue the title.
Sorry. Master Splinter, Michelangelo, headed for one of the back rooms. Some secret agents followed us home. Can we keep him?
Splinter, Micah asked, curious. Another turtle? Who? Pete's scream cut off her query. Pete, shrieking like a little girl. Pete? She turned in the direction Pete was looking. There, larger than life, was a giant, anthropomorphized rat in a kimono. Micah bit back a laugh as Pete jumped behind her to put her between him and the giant rat.
Rat! He exclaimed.
Rat? Where? Splinter asked, looking around. It made Micah just laugh harder. The turtles joined in, and Michelangelo giggling at Pete's reaction to his mentor. Michelangelo, what have I told you about bringing home strays? The rat chided lightly. He bore a mild Japanese accent like he lived in the U.S. a long time.
You're their sensei, Micah asked, taking a step forward and trying to compose herself. I'm Agent Micah Berry. The cowering mass behind me is my partner, Pete Latimer. She gestured over her shoulder with her thumb. So, can you tell us how you got like this? We can help you guys turn back. Maybe.
All four turtles turned to her in unison, frowning. No! They all yelled at once. We were turtles. Really don't want to go back to the fishbowl, Donatello added.
Gaucho put in his 2 cents. Yeah, we like pizza too much.
Well, who doesn't? Pete straightened, looking at the turtles in surprise. But you guys were born turtles? That's one crazy whammy. What happened?
And did Deathclaw and Fishface get hit by the same artifact? Micah finished for him.
Artifact? Leonard asked. We don't know about an artifact, but they were hit with the same chemical that mutated us. It turns you into the last thing you touch, generally.
Micah raised a brow. So Pete would become a comic book? She asked, incredulously.
No. Actually, it has to be a living thing. Bees, rats, alligators, pigeons, anything plant or animal, Donatello explained. He'd probably become a turtle.
Pete looked to Micah with a grin. You look cute as a ferret. Total furry. Wet germ. He cut off and looked at Splinter with a cringe. No offense.
None taken, the rat responded, tapping his staff on the ground lightly. Though if you don't mind telling me, what are you doing hunting down mutants? Since when did secret agents have an interest in us?
The agents exchanged a glance before Micah answered. We deal with weird. Protect the world from dangerous artifacts that cause trouble to the public. Some seem good, but they all have a downside. The better the upside seems, the worse the downside usually is. Our job is to collect those objects for safekeeping.
You have no idea how many times we saved the world and nobody even knows about it, Pete winged.
Whinged.
Whinged, oh, sorry.
Michelangelo nodded sadly. I know the feeling, bro. We save the city all the time, and it's a bad thing if we're famous.
Pete and Michelangelo gave each other commiserating looks. Mikey glanced at the rest of the turtles, who had various expressions of bemused annoyance. He does that a lot, I take it, she asked them. They nodded in agreement. Guess Pete has a new BFF, huh?
Pete slung his arm over her shoulder. You're still my BFFEWYLION. I just have a snacking buddy now.
Raphael and Leonardo exchanged bemused looks. BFFEWY, huh?
Michelangelo tried sounding it out. Beef ew ill lion? Is that for she's bad cat meat? He scratched his head in confusion. What's that supposed to mean anyway? Are you planning to eat her? Or worse, feed her to your cat? Or are you gonna eat her cat? Ew, dude! Cats are pets, not food.
Sorry. Pete couldn't help but laugh at the unattended innuendo. It's something a friend of ours uses. It means best friends forever and ever, whether you like it or not. Micah groaned knowingly at her partner. She knew exactly what he was laughing at, and was deceivingly unamused.
Decisively,
sorry.
Pinching the bridge of her nose.
Yeah.
Pinching the bridge of her nose in exasperation, she looked beseechingly to the other turtles. They all sat on the long couch, which was actually more just a padded shelf between the entrance and a sunken-in area with a TV and game console. They shrugged, fighting back chuckles of their own. Seriously? You guys too?
Raphael snickered. Are you sure we weren't interrupting anything back there, in the lab back there?
Micah glared at him, reaching threateningly towards her gun. Quite sure, she answered menacingly. Want to ask again?
You really want me to? He asked cockily. Take away your gun, I could beat you any day of the week.
Michelangelo raised a finger. Even Sunday?
Raphael nodded. Even Sunday.
Even Christmas?
Raphael rolled his eyes. Yes, Mikey, any day. Michelangelo raised a finger and opened his mouth. Yes, even Easter. Mikey lowered his hand with a frown.
Oh, that's funny. It's almost Easter time, too. Undoing her belt, Micah handed Pete her gun, the ray gun she picked up. I'm up for the challenge, she informed Raphael, unsheathing the katana she kicked from the ninja earlier.
Nicked.
Oh, sorry, nicked. Bring it.
Raphael grinned, leaping to his feet. Consider it brought.
Yeah, mate, Splinter commanded, raising a hand at his student. Mike and Raphael both froze, turning to him. If you are going to spar, take it to the practice room. I don't need a mess in here. Again.
Raphael nodded, a violent smirk crossing his reptilian features. Ladies first. He gestured towards one of the back rooms.
Then I'll by all means, after you, Micah teased, not bothering to wait for him to lead the way. Fuming, Raphael followed her into the practice room.
You won't be so smug when I beat the stuffing out of you, he warned as he strolled into the center of the ornate carpet and took a fighting stance, size at the ready. Normally I don't beat up on girls, but I'll make an exception this time.
An amused grin crossed her lips as she readied herself, toying on her blade to get a feel for it. Hate to break it to you, but you're the one going to be beaten.
Pete and the remaining turtles watched the pair leave. Okay, now this I gotta see, he and Michelangelo said in unison. Pete added, who's taking bets?
Is she as good with a sword as she is with a gun? Michelangelo asked. Because Raph is really, really good.
Oh, she's good, especially when she's in one of her moods, Pete answered, leading the other turtles to watch the battle. You should have seen her against Excalibur. She kicked butt, and she's pretty badass in Kempo, or whatever it's called. He shrugged. Her girlfriend taught it to her. The Kempo, I mean. The fencing she learned as a kid, he shrugged. Some girls play with Barbies. Mike took fencing lessons. He quoted what she told him.
Girlfriend? Michelangelo, Leonardo, and Donatello asked. Mikey chimed in after with, you two cannot get any cooler. Just then the Farnsworth came flying from the practice room, hitting him in the face. What's this? He asked, opening up the buzzing box. Ooh, buttons. What's this do? Pressing the button under the flashing light, he stared in awe at the black and white face that appeared on the screen. Dude, old school TV! Awesome!
What the... The girl on the screen fumbled a moment. Pete, what did you do? She asked in a warning tone.
Pete growled at Farnsworth from Mikey, just as a thud from the other room indicated one of the combatants was just thrown to the ground. Oh, hey, Claude, Pete answered, trying to peer past the turtles into the rooms. Is up.
Report has it that the inductor coil was still stolen. Please tell me you guys have it. You left a big mess over there. What the hell happened? Pete opened his mouth to comment when she continued. Do you know how annoying it is to hack 3 government agencies in under an hour, while avoiding being tracked? Fracking tough, man, she answered for herself.
Michelangelo looked over the side of the Farnsworth and all. You guys have such cool toys. He looked at the face screen. Hey, I'm Michelangelo. He gave a little wave.
Hi. Claudia looked at the crazy guy in the mask. I'm guessing you're a friend of Pete's. I'm Claudia.
Snack bro, yeah! Mike is still his beef, you lion. He answered, grabbing the device back from Pete. I think it means best buds.
Claudia eyed the reptile carefully. BFFEWLION, you mean? She craned her neck, looking at Pete. Pete, it's my word for jinxie. You're stealing my lines and telling them to, what the hell is he anyway?
I'm a turtle of the Teenage Mutant Ninja variety. Mike answered, grinning smugly and pointing to himself proudly. And I stand corrected. You guys just broke the awesomest scale about 10 times over.
Claudia looked back at the turtle with a cocky smile. I think you mean 20 times over. Micah must be keeping Pete from telling you all the really cool stuff. Her face filled the screen more as she tried to get a better look at the surroundings on the other side of the Farnsworth. It was about as helpful as moving with a controller while playing an NES game. Speaking of, where is Micah anyway?
Pete leaned over his snack buddy to get a better view of the screen. Oh, she's in the other room fighting with Mikey here's brother. Which, by the way, I'm totally missing a pay-per-view fight, he added, sneaking a peek in the room where the other two turtles had already snuck in along the wall for a better view. I'll talk to you later.
Only if you go for posterity's sake, and for me and Jinxie to watch an instant replay when you get back, Claudia answered, to which both Pete and Mikey laughed.
It's okay, I'm totally gonna want a copy of it too. Watching Raph getting his shell kicked by a girl will be right up there with him screaming like one after seeing Robo-Roach. Mikey laughed at the memory before looking curiously at the device in his hand. How do I turn this off?
Just press the button you pressed to turn it on, Claudia answered. Don't forget to give me a copy of that battle. As an afterthought, she muttered, Wait, Robo-Roach?
He didn't notice the last question. 10-4, over and out, dudette. Pressing the button, he closed the box, handing it back to Pete before following him into the practice room.
The battle was already in full swing, and thankfully Donatello had already started recording it on his T-phone. Micah swung her blade, expertly parrying a charge from the short turtle. Her follow-through sent his sai flying at their audience, and her opponent spinning to keep his balance. Both were already breathing heavily, clearly equally invested in winning the match.
The sliding door switch closed, and Pete looked up to see the rat standing at the entrance. All 5 onlookers watched silently as the combatants charged at each other again. Fail tried to sweep Micah's long legs from under her, but she swung her sword down along the side of her leg, holding it in place against the floor. The bystanders cringed as Raph let out a yelp of pain, unable to stop his momentum in time to keep from getting sliced by the blade. He leapt back, keeping low and favoring his unsliced leg, remaining sai clutched in his right hand. You cheated, he claimed, taking a moment to catch his breath.
In a real fight, there's no such thing as cheating. She warned him, taking on a defensive stance. She too took the opportunity to regain her composure and catch her breath. Sweat clung her hair to her face, where it escaped the quick ponytail she had in it. If you want to give up, I won't hold it against you, she promised, katana at the ready.
No, but they would, he pointed towards their audience, which was the first recognition either of them had shown to their viewers. And so would I, he added, charging her again.
The agent stepped into his side's path, swinging her sword at the last moment to catch it between the tongs. Then you would rather I hold this against you? She asked, twisting her blade to loosen his grip on his weapon and sending it skidding to a halt a few feet away. At the same moment, she swung her sword around, catching him in a headlock, blade pressed against his slender green neck.
No thanks, he answered, pausing as the blade nicked his neck. He hated losing, especially to a human girl. But she cheated. He couldn't be expected to win an unfair fight. He tried to figure out a move to get out, but he was stuck between a knife and a soft place. That gave him an idea. If she wanted to cheat, he could play just as dirty. I don't mind you holding yourself against me, though, he teased, reaching behind her to grab her butt. Usually he preferred to kick butt, but desperate times call for desperate measures, pervert.
Caught off guard, she loosened her hold enough for Raph to duck out, knocking her feet from under her. She clung to her sword, holding it up as defense as he turned to punch her. Swinging her the blade in a parry move, she rolled out of his reach and backed up to her knees. I see I'm not the only one who cheats, she noted, emphasizing the word cheats. Taking on a defensive stance, she watched her opponent closely as he limped ever so slightly on his wounded calf. Luckily, it wasn't deep enough to cause serious damage, the pre-med part of her mind noted. Though with turtles, who could tell?
Man, I wish I'd made popcorn, Mikey whispered, watching aptly at the duel before him. This is better than Space Heroes 6.
Donnie nodded. I'm just glad I'm not the one getting pummeled by a rat this time. Leo and Pete looked at him with raised brows, or in Leo's case, a raised brow ridge mask, or whatever.
Are we watching the same fight? Pete asked incredulously. Mike is beating your boy to a pulp. He gestured towards the scene in front of them, and he's got like 100 pounds on her.
Splinter looked down at the group sitting on the sidelines. It is not about who is winning. It is about who has won, he said sagely, turning back to watch the fight. He stood stoically, arms behind his back. The battle is not over. Do not name a victor until it is. As almost an afterthought, he added quickly, however, if I were to place a wage, I would put my money on Agent Barry.
Damn right, Pete agreed, watching as Raphael made another futile lunge for his partner. There was already blood soaking to the ornamental carpet, and Raph's movements were beginning to look a little less ninja precise.
Out of part pity, part fair play, Micah tossed the sword away from the onlookers, but out of reach of her or Raph. Let's finish this before you completely ruin the carpet, she commented, holding her fist up in a pugilistic stance.
I don't need your pity to win, he countered, leaping at her with a kick from his good leg.
She dropped rolling under the flying kick to grab his bad leg with both her hands. Even then, her hands didn't fully wrap around his calf. Fine by me, because I can't feel sorry for idiots. She dug her fingers into the wound, causing him to cry out in pain and drop to the ground. He tried to roll with it, but stopped mid-roll when his leg rubbed against the carpet. A burning pain filled his leg, incapacitating him a moment.
Struggling to his feet, he hobbled momentarily, glowering at the wound before him. I am not surrendering to a girl, he reiterated, though he wasn't in any position to continue the fight.
Yame! Splinter's voice echoed through the cavernous practice room, causing everyone present to freeze mid-movement and look at him. Enough! Miss Bering, you have won. Raphael, it is not a sign of weakness, but strength to be able to admit defeat, no matter who the opponent is.
And my line is E.
No,
that's not a... That is a sigh. And I don't mean
Micah's stance relaxed, and she walked to Raphael's side. Here, let me help, she offered, but he pushed her away.
Don't you think you helped enough already? He asked harshly, sitting heavily on the carpeted floor, his hands pressed painfully against the bleeding wound, eyes smoldering at the fed. You're lucky I went easy on you because you're a girl.
She shrugged. I know. I appreciate it. Sometimes it is easier to help someone in their pride if you played along with their lie. If it made them feel better, especially after such an epic defeat, where was the harm in letting them think they were better than they were? How about you thank you by treating your wound?
Ralph let out a sigh of aggravation. First, she's a fed, then she's a fencer, now she's a doctor, he muttered to himself. What's next, a linguistic paragon?
Linguistic paragon.
I have no idea what that is.
Somebody who speaks a lot of languages.
He demanded rhetorically, throwing his hands up in defeat. She didn't say a word, but the embarrassed look on her face spoke volumes. You are, aren't you? He grumbled. Is there anything you can't do? He asked angrily.
She shrugged. I am what I am. I'm not a doctor, just pre-med, and I have my downsides, just like anyone else. She turned to the audience, who were still seated in a stunned silence. Donnie, mind getting me some bandages? Mikey, go get me some alcohol or boil some water. Leo, do you guys have a needle and thread? She asked, not intending to take charge, but it was who she was.
The turtles looked to the master for approval. He simply nodded, and they ran off to complete their task. Splinter, can you help me and Pete get Raph to a bed, or at least somewhere more comfortable? Her query was less commanding this time. her tone respectful of his age and authority.
The rat nodded again. Of course, and thank you, both for showing my people humility, and for helping tend to him afterwards. It's very honorable of you. He bent down, helping his son to his feet. Then wrapped his arm over his shoulder to help guide him to the couch. Pete took Raph's other side while Micah picked up the discarded weapons.
Following them out, she gave an apologetic, rather sheepish smile to the elder ninja. And sorry for the mess on the rug in there. Things got a little... She looked at the turtle limping towards the couch. Okay, a lot out of hand.
Pete and Splinter lowered Raph to the couch, careful to keep his injured leg elevated. Accidents and mistakes happen. It is better he was injured here where we can tend to him, rather than out in the street where we cannot. Raph carried a perpetual scowl, arms crossed defiantly, as he leaned against the cushions.
What happened? A teenage girl's voice asked, stepping through the turnstiles with a bag of groceries in her arms. Taking two strangers, she set the bag of groceries down atop the nearest turnstile, reaching carefully for her weaponized folding fan in her pocket. And who the heck are you?
Micah reached into her pocket, retrieving her ID. Secret Service, who are you? She demanded. The kid didn't look like anything other than a normal teenager, but then neither did Claudia at her age. And Claudia was able to hack into the most secure facilities on the planet, being literally at home with giant talking turtles and a rat. Who knew what this kid could do? Better safe than sorry.
She abandoned reaching for her fan, opting instead to hurry to the couch where the agents were gathered. Seeing Raphael lying on the couch, gaping wound in his leg, she looked at the other humans. I'm their friend. What happened to him? She asked, kneeling beside Raphael's supine form. You okay, Raph?
It's just a flesh wound. He waved her off, concerned, then recrossed his arms. He scowled up towards Micah, who still had an apologetic frown on her face.
All's fair in love and war, she answered lamely. And I didn't cheat. I defended myself. There's a difference.
Michelangelo came back with the boiling water. Ah, hot, 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 hot. He kept transferring the bowl from one hand to another. Can somebody take this, please?
Micah picked up a cushion that had fallen to the floor when they set Raph down and held it up to the orange masked teen. Here, set it on here. Mikey complied, blowing on his hands when they were free of the hot bowl.
Thanks, Mikey, he said between blowing on his hands. Oh, hey, April. These are our new human friends, Micah and Pete. Micah has the same name as me. Isn't that cool? And she can totally beat Raph, which is even cooler. The turtle in question grumbled. Yeah, by cheating, while Mikey continued. And Pete's my new snacking buddy. He's got a wicked sense of humor, too. Totally Mikey approved. Michelangelo gave a thumbs up and wink at Pete before remembering his injured comrade. How you doing, Raph? Which hurts more, your leg or your pride?
There's no way to talk to him, April chided, causing Mikey to pout. He's injured. You shouldn't tease someone for being injured.
Why not? It does it to us all the time, Leo asked, returning with the needle and thread. Donatello was already there, but was too busy swooning over the red-headed teen to actually make his presence noticed. Besides, the bandages came last.
While they bantered, Micah had dipped a cloth in the boiling water, using it to clean the wound. She didn't bother warning him that it would hurt. His pride had taken enough of a beating for one day, which is also why she ignored the hiss of pain he made when the hot cloth pressed against the sensitive area, and why she didn't apologize for the pain. There, that should do it. Leonardo, thread the needle, doubled if you can, with a knot at the end. I think after that last move, he's going to need stitches.
April looked at Micah with a mix of disgust and admiration. You hurt Raph bad enough that he needed stitches? Raph? You? She looked at each person in turn, asking for confirmation.
Micah nodded calmly. It's true, she kicked his shell, unable to retain his composure. He grinned broadly. You should have seen it. He was like, ya-cha, ka-cha, and was like, booyakasha. He was like, "Gya!" And he spoke. He mimicked their moves in a one turtle reenactment. And then it was like slam, but she licked with a bam, and she blocked a leg swipe with the business end of her katana, and boom, down went Raph. Then he grabbed her butt, and she really got tough. Don't grab a chick's butt.
April followed as best she could. Wait, she wasn't being tough before she sliced up Raph's leg? She asked. Do I want to know what happened next?
Donatello cleared his throat, giving April a slightly too friendly wave. Hiya, April. His voice had that swoony tone that Micah recognized from every time Artie was talking to the warehouse doctor, Dr. Vanessa Calder. Donatello definitely had a thing for the Slender Human team. I have a video of it if you want to see. He held up his T-phone.
Oh, no, you don't, Raph argued, reaching for the shell-shaped phone. The movement stretched his injury, causing a shooting pain to ramp his leg. Ow! Giving up on the phone for the moment, Raphael resettled himself, fighting the urge to touch the wound. He knew it'd just make it hurt more, but the instinct to just press it was almost overwhelming.
Noticing his hands twitch towards his wound, Micah swatted Raph's hand away from the area. This'll hurt, but you can handle it, she warned, taking the needle from Leo and dipping the tip of it in the still scalding hot water before proceeding to stitch up the wound. Raphael's fists clenched and his face scrunched up in pain, but he refused to give her the, albeit imagined, satisfaction of hearing him cry out.
Donatello watched attentively as she tended his brother's injury. Michelangelo looked away, his attention on the TV to avoid looking at Big Bad Raph cringing. Leonardo suddenly seemed very focused on cleaning his own katanas. April watched Michael's ministrations as closely as Donnie did. Where did you learn to stitch people up? She asked, as Micah carefully stitched the wound closed.
I was pre-med before I was pre-law. Before finally joining the Secret Service, Mike answered. Matter-of-factly, no hint of bragging in her voice. If anything, she sounded almost abashed by the information. In reaction to Raphael's earlier rant, most likely it took me a while to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. It's nice to have lots of hobbies.
April looked sufficiently impressed, which just further annoyed Raphael. Wow, and you can fight as well as Raph? That's amazing!
It's
amazing, Raph countered through clenched teeth. It's almost done. That was the only reason he didn't punch the Fed in the face in there, showing him up on his own turf. She's a freaking Mary Sue! Everyone stared at him unblinking.
Oh, he must have lost more blood than we thought, Michelangelo exclaimed. No, bro, her name's Micah Berry, not Mary Sue. He patted the other turtle on the shoulder. I don't even know where you get that from.
Raph batted his brother's hand away. Mary Sue is a term for someone who's too perfect to be believable,
Oh,
he
like
explained
Marcel
angrily.
Garcias.
Yes. Donatello took a step forward to hand Micah the bandages and looked down at the irascible reptile. I know what it means. Question is, you? That's a fan fiction term. The other turtle turned to watching on in confusion, unsure what a fan fiction was. Though if Donnie knew it, but didn't expect Raph to, it was probably something geeky.
Michelangelo raised his hand. What's fan fiction? It's a story that you're currently in.
They're genre savvy. The purple-masked turtle sighed. It's a story involving characters from books, movies, or other previously published works. Like, if Leah wrote a story about star heroes, it'd be a fan fiction, or fan fiction for short.
Leo seemed to be giving the idea a moment of thought before shaking his head. I can't believe Raph has kind of anything, enough stories about it.
I don't believe Raph actually writes, Mikey added, earning a pillow to the face from Raph. I'm just saying it's a bit geeky for you. The bowl of, thankfully no longer scalding, but still too hot water followed the pillow's trajectory. Michelangelo ducked this time, hiding his face in his shell to let the bowl fly over him.
I do not write fan fiction. I came across it while surfing the web, okay? Urban Dictionary. It has some amusing terms.
As the turtles chatted, Micah finished dressing Raph's wound. All done, and I'm not perfect, Raph. But I'm flattered you think so. She stood, cleaning the blood off her hands with the damp cloth from earlier, which didn't really help matters since it was already soaked in blood. Where can I go to clean up? She asked, looking around.
Sorry, I lost my place. Well, there's a kitchen back there, Mikey pointed towards one of the doors, and the bathroom is that way. Depending on how clean you want to get, he finished pointing in another direction.
Thanks, Micah responded, heading for the bathroom, unsure what to expect.
While Micah was in the bathroom, Raph turned to his blue band brother. So, what's our next move? He asked. When are we going to trash some more Krang? He punched his hand for emphasis. I could use a bit of a challenge right about now.
The lead... Sorry. The lead turtle shook his head. You aren't going anywhere for a while, he informed the injured turtle. A rough scowl, he added, give it a couple of days at least.
Donatello chimed in. Besides, we aren't going anywhere else tonight anyways, so just relax, okay?
I'll ask Claudia if she's thought of a way to stop this thing for good yet, Pete offered, retrieving the Farnsworth from his pocket. Why don't you guys get some rest? I napped on the plane, but at least one of you needs rest. He looked directly at Raphael for the last sentence.
Are you calling me weak? Raph asked, trying to sit straighter. A movement that elicited a yelp of pain. I'm not weak, he countered, sitting back down with a pout.
No, but even superheroes need to rest after a match like that, Pete responds. It's been a long day. How about you relax and get some sleep? I'll call Claudia for an update. He looked to the girl. April, right? Do you live here too? If not, you should be heading home.
She looked around. Till we stop the Krang for good. This is my home. She informed him. These guys are like family. He could understand that. That's how he felt about his warehouse family.
With a nod, he looked around. Speaking of, you think we can crash her tonight? I don't think Mike could be up for another trip through the sewers tonight.
Raph grinned. Oh, if Her Highness can't handle the sewers alone at night, then by all means, it's not imposing at all. His eyes were on the bathroom floor where Micah had just been stepping out. Micah Sue finally needs a rest, he called out at her. Here I thought she ran on batteries or something.
Micah stopped mid-step. She took a deep breath, counting to 10 to avoid giving him the satisfaction of getting mad. He was just a kid, she reminded herself. Thank you, she answered sweetly. It's appreciated. After taking down the Krang and those mutants, not to mention you, I could do with a nap. Petty? Maybe a little. But he deserved it.
Cheating must be downright exhausting, he countered, glaring daggers at her. If she'd given his weapons back to him, she'd probably have a sci-fi at her head about right now, if not two.
Yeah, may, Splinter commanded. Raphael, this is no way to treat a guest.
But she started it.
Splinter towered over his student. It is not who started it that is important, but who finishes it. Raph cowered a little with a murmured, I sensei. The sentient rodent turned his attention to Micah. And you are twice his age and a guest here. For someone supposedly perfect, your manners are lacking, Raphael. I expect to lose his temper over something stupid, but you are an adult. You should know better than him. His voice was commanding and chiding. Even Pete cringed at Micah's chastisement.
Sucking up her pride and her temper, Micah bowed at the martial arts master, blushing furiously from embarrassment. I'm sorry. You're right. I let my temper get the better of me.
It is not me that you should apologize to, Splinter added, gesturing down to his student.
With a soft sigh of surrender, Micah walked up to the turtle. I'm sorry for losing my temper. I know it's not an excuse, but I'm just worn out today. That last battle took a lot out of me, she added, as a salve for her pride. Salve for her pride.
Yeah, whatever. Ralph waved her off. You got lucky. And cheated. Splinter hit him over the head with the side of his staff. I mean, apology accepted. And thanks for treating me after. Raphael quickly corrected. And to be honest, it was a fun match. The last part was so quiet, Micah couldn't be sure she heard him correctly.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said, thank you for fixing my leg, he answered loudly, refusing to admit the last part a second time.
Leonardo placed a hand on his injured brother's shoulder. Perhaps we should turn in. It's been a long night. The rest agreed.
Micah was about to inquire about sleeping arrangements when the other turtles just plopped down on the couch to sleep. Splinter went back into his practice room. His bedroom was just beyond. Mikey picked up a duct-taped teddy bear to snuggle with. Donnie snuggled with his bow. Leo just sprawled out on one of the beanbag chairs that sat near the television. Okay, Micah shrugged, looking for a spot on the couch covered in turtles. Finally, spotting a place at the end, she sat down. It was actually pretty comfortable.
April went to the turnstile and retrieved the bag of groceries. Feel free to just crash anywhere. It's what they usually do. Tiresome is mine, though, she noted on the way to the kitchen.
Pete lay down next to his partner, using her lap as a pillow. She frowned down at him, but didn't push him off. She also didn't warn him when she shifted to get more comfortable, kicking him in the side, accidentally, in the process.
You really sure you two aren't an item? Raph asked from his spot on the couch, earning a kick from Pete, who was closest to him. All right, I was just making an observation is all.
April came out of the kitchen after putting groceries away and smiled at the scene. One big, happy, if strange, family. Night, guys, she said quietly before climbing into the tire swing in the far end of the room. It hung over a pool, or more specifically a water outlet to the rest of the sewer. Gross. The light flickered on the water, helped her sleep, plus she was far enough away from the turtles snoring. Micah watched the other female curiously. She seemed so at home with these guys. Then again, Micah was at home with even strangers than the mutated turtles, so she wasn't one to talk.
Bunny!
Bunny.
Actually, that's supposed to be the teddy bear.
Ah, okay. After the turtles and that woman left, then the cops came and went. Dog Pound and Fishface returned to the lab to retrieve the inductor coil. The lab was still a mess, but the coil, as well as foot soldiers and crane corpses, had already been removed. With an enraged growl, the giant pale yellow dog man slammed his fist through the plexiglass wall. Now they had to return to face Shredder's wrath as failures.
You failed me. Again. The Shredder strode up to the cowering mutants. He fit his name impeccably. He looked like he could shred a human being easily. Spikes lined his helmet, shoulder pads, and arm guards. Silver chest plate covered a deep purple tank which ended at an indigo sash. Matching deep purple pants ended in purple boots under spiked leg guards. A cape finished the supervillain ensemble. He raised his fist menacingly at his minions. You dare return to me empty-handed.
They weren't alone, Master, Dog Pound, formerly known as Chris Bradford, noted meekly. They had help.
Shredder pointed a spiked arm at his pupil. The sharp point extended towards the cowering Cated. So did you. You had 2 armies at your disposal, yet you still managed to disappoint. Bradford whimpered as Shredder continued in a mocking tone, eyes gleaming with fury above his silver face mask. You can't hold your own against a teenage girl and a bunch of turtles.
Fishface, formerly known as Zever, piped up. his Urbanic Latino accent wavering. They had outside help.
Shredder turned his scathing eyes on the purple fish man. What did they do? Invite their bunny buddy over for a play date? His voice was a mocking growl. Or maybe it was some frogs.
Dogpound gave a quiet growl. They were humans with guns and...
Shredder gave an icy laugh. Humans with guns against an army of Foot Clan and Krang. Not mention the two of you. Give me one good reason not to kill you both right now.
It was the Krang's plan. They're the ones who failed. We were following your orders, letting them lead, Dogpound defended.
And that is the only reason you're still alive right now. Remember that!
The familiar bzz of the Farnsworth broke through Micah's dreams, shattering into shards, soon forgotten as she woke. She reached groggily towards the sound. Groaned, not wanting to wake up yet.
I got it, Pete announced, sounding less tired than Micah felt. A sudden chill passed over as Pete sat up. She really needed to get him a pillow. As Pete answered the Farnsworth, Micah looked around. Raphael was still asleep, curled up where she left him. Michelangelo was still out, too, sprawled across another spot on the couch and snoring away. Leonard and I was nowhere to be seen, neither were April or Donatello.
Micah sat up, rubbing sleep from her eyes. Is that Claudia? She asked, looking over to her partner.
Yeah, she found a way to short out the electro what's-its in the brain box are building. He handed Micah the open Farnsworth. She wants us to do something with the coil, but I have no idea what she's talking about.
Micah looked down at the communications device in her hand. Hey, Claude, did you try dumbing it down for him? Micah asked easily, looking to Pete, then back to his screen. On second thought, maybe not. What do you need me to do?
Why don't you just give the spy phone to Donnie? He's a tech geek. Technobabble is his first language, Ralph suggests. Still in the same position, but now watching the human pair. And I still say you two make a cute couple.
There was a thud as Mikey fell from his bizarre position across from them. No, her girlfriend might not like that, he concluded, climbing to his feet.
Girlfriend? It was tough to figure who sounded more surprised, Raph or Micah. Since when did I have a girlfriend, she asked, looking expectantly at Pete for an answer. And why would they think I did?
Pete rubbed the back of his neck. The girl on the other end of the Farnsworth chuckled. You and HG, I'm guessing. Claudia shrugged. You could do worse than HG Wells. That's for sure.
Raph shook his head, not in the mood to play into the goth girl's games. I think Donnie is in his lab. He pointed towards one of the side rooms. Why don't you take that gizmo in there and let them technobabble? Saves me from having to listen to it.
Micah looked at the temperamental turtle. After having had some sleep, she couldn't believe she had been as cranky as that last night. She made a note to rein in her attitude better. Right. She stood up, heading for the room Raph pointed at.
So, who won? Claudia asked as Micah walked into the large lab and knocked lightly.
Won what? Micah asked absently, looking around for the turtle.
The rumble in the jungle. Where you guys are, Claire clarified. You and the turtle, who won?
Sighing, Micah shrugged. I did, but I went a little overboard. He needed stitches.
Claudia gave a little victory dance. Yeah, girl! Queen of Badassery strikes again!
Can you not? Mike asked, still feeling guilty over the trouble she caused. Not seeing the turtle she was looking for, she called out for him. Donatello, a garage door at the far end of the lab opened. The turtle came in, wiping his hands on a purple washcloth.
Oh, hey, Micah. How's Raph? He asked, setting the cloth on the table.
As ornery as ever, Micah answered, holding up the Farnsworth. Able to see the room, Claudia let out a low, impressed whistle. He suggested you'd be able to understand Claudinese better enough to adapt the coil. Claudia has an idea to sabotage it, and the device they're making with it.
Donatello looked at the communicator with interest. You know, I was just thinking the same thing. I was thinking if I switched to current oscillation, Micah handed Farnsworth to Donatello.
Don't dismantle the Farnsworth, but you two can get on with it. I'm going to go check on Raphael's leg.
Started going cross-eyed from all the geek speak, weren't you? Raph asked as she came back out to the main room. It's all right. It's happened to the best of us. It seemed her inability to follow the two geniuses was enough to redeem her in his eyes.
Yeah, I leave the tech to Claudia. That's more her area. Sitting back down, she looked around. So, where's everyone else? Leo and April, I'm guessing Splinter's still asleep.
You kidding? Leo and April have been training with Splinter for an hour already. He gestured to his bandaged leg. I'd be in there too, but I'm off training today.
Sorry again, she murmured. Wait, what about Pete and Michelangelo? They were just here. Sure enough, the Chifoodies were nowhere to be seen.
I'll give you a hint, but before he could add anything, Micah poked his head out of the kitchen. Mikey, sorry.
Who wants pizza omelets? He asked, wearing a chef's hat and apron. Quite a silly sight. It actually made Micah giggle, a sound she quickly stifled.
I'm guessing Pete's with you? Micah asked, getting up to follow into the kitchen. Raph cleared his throat as she turned, watching him trying to get up. So now you want my help, when food's involved.
He shrugged. You're not that bad, and Micah's pizza omelets are worth the humility to ask for help. She held a hand out to help him up, and this time he let her.
Supporting his injured side, she helped him walk to the kitchen. You guys are all the same, mutant or not, she teased, lowering him onto one of the stools surrounding the table.
I'll take that as a compliment. He looked towards Pete and Mikey, who were setting out plates. It actually smelled incredible. Then again, grouping me in with Mikey is just insulting.
Mikey pouted. Hey, and after I slaved all morning over this hot stove for you, you know, pizza omelets, that kind of sounds good.
Mikey.
It does.
Mikey, you woke up 20 minutes ago, the Red Masked Turtle countered.
Yeah, and that's when my morning started.
Micah sighed during a fight. Sorry. Micah sighed during a fight. It was easy to forget that they were all still kids. Sitting at breakfast with them, it was hard not to see it. Besides the reptilian features, they could be any family of teenage boys. Something smells amazing, April commented, entering the kitchen with Leo and Splinter.
Should someone get Donatello? Pete asked, putting an omelet in front of each of the three new arrivals.
He'll be done in a minute, Leo assured him.
Micah looked to him expectantly. I don't know, he was working on something really complex, she suggested.
Without saying a word, Leo counted out 3, 2, 1, and pointed towards the kitchen door. Nothing. He tried again, and again, nothing.
I told you, he was doing something complex with... Mike started, only to be cut off with Donatello's entrance. Claudia, she finished lamely. Well, that was fast.
Claudia is pretty awesome. She had some fascinating ideas. She also had some suggestions for anti-mutagen so Master Splinter can become human again. If only temporarily, but we finished sabotaging the coil. We exchanged numbers to discuss the anti-mutagen later. He sat down at the table with everyone else. Micah was pretty sure only she, April, and Splinter had paid any attention to what the genius turtle had said.
Any idea how to get it into the hands of the Krang? Leo asked, taking a bite of his omelet.
Actually, yes. Claudia hacked a few databases. All we have to do is get to the address she set up and pretend to stop them. He looked to Micah warningly. Keyword there, pretend. They need to take Coil this time.
Micah shrugged. Solution, Raphael, and I sit this one out. He's injured.
If we don't have our best fighters there, it looks suspicious. Raph's injured, so it'll slow him down. You just don't go berserker on us this time. It'll be fine, Leo commanded.
Fine, just keep those brain things away from me. The turtles exchanged a cautious look as they finished their breakfast. They planned their attack.
Okay, good place to stop. It's been an hour of reading, kind of. Wait, now, I have a question. So, as the few Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles shows and movies I've actually seen, Splinter started out as a rat, not a human.
Actually, in this version, he started out as a human.
Ah, okay.
And in the original cartoon, he started out as a human.
Oh, okay.
He started out as Hamato Yoshi. And he and Shredder, Oroku Saki, were friends, but Saki was in love with the same woman, Ting Shen, and Yoshi and Ting were married, they had a kid, and Sake killed Ting Shen, spilled the bait, and destroyed the house. And blamed the entire thing on Splinter.
Ah.
Because he's insane. And then he raised Splinter's daughter as his own.
Oh. Huh. Well, the version I know of is short. Long story short, Splinter was like a pet rat to a sensei or something, and he watched his sensei get killed.
Used to the movie version.
Yeah.
Oh.
The Jim Henson one.
Yeah.
Yes, Jim Henson one.
The good one.
The good version.
Now, I
Not to be...
technically do like Shredder as a villain, except for two examples of I don't. One, did not like Shredder in the new movie. His suit just looked ridiculous.
That entire movie had so many problems.
And two, when he plays a second fiddle to that weird brain thing in that giant man suit.
All things fixed by
the original print.
Yeah.
Yeah. All things fixed by watching the original movie.
It's because
the Jim Henson movie.
Shredder doesn't take shit from anyone.
Yeah,
exactly.
that was
I like this new series. You'd like it. Shredder is a total badass.
Okay, what is
he's like, I am the boss of this entire race of aliens known as the Krang.
Now, what's the name of the first episode we were doing?
We were going to do...
I know we're doing the two-parter.
Last... Twilight's Kingdom, rather.
Okay,
and I can give you the,
Yeah.
I can give you the link in a sec.
And that's the first episode in the two-parter?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the latest episode so far.
Yeah.
But for now, I will be right back.
Okay.
And there's the link.
And while you be right back, I shall find a picture. Excuse me.
Oh, great, I sing.
You both sing.
Wait.
I know, but I sing. This is a bad thing. Okay.
I'm so not late as I usually am.
Oh, hey, Twiggy.
Hi.
Wait, Twiggy's here? Hey!
Yeah, I usually get on like when it's way over.
Yeah.
We could actually give him some, like, lines or something.
Oh my god.
You can be Luna.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
already Celestia. He's Cadence from last episode. So
And I'm also Rarity, Pinkie Pie, and Rainbow Dash.
basically, we're Rule 63ing this thing.
Fair enough.
Okay. One sec, phone.
We have a call. A call is incoming. Answer the phone.
Hello? Yeah.
I'm just looking to see if there's anybody extra. We just have.
Okay.
Let's see. We have a couple things, but they're really not. So far, I'm seeing a couple different characters that we don't have. There's a rare find. I'm not sure which one was that one.
I know where I find. I'm making a song about
I
him.
guess Saturday, since you can visit a little bit longer.
Yay.
Okay, it's a him. So if it's a him, that's
Yeah.
that's
So
Docs.
one with those 3 gems on his back.
Good,
The brown
kind of
one.
busy at the moment. Doing
Okay.
stuff with some
That's
friends.
in the like right at the start of the episode with Tyrek.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, really?
Okay, okay, so, Granny Smith is just a gulp, so who wants to do the gulp? I guess I can do the gulp since I'm doing Applejack, and she's like right afterwards. Well, I talked to myself for a bit here.
I do gotta go. I'm busy till 10. Okay,
Let's see.
see ya.
Yeah, and I talked to myself again for a bit here.
Sorry about that, I'm back.
Optimus back.
Hey, I'm the pick to set it for the live stream.
Are we okay?
Yeah, I just kind of fell into panic.
Gotta do something before we start. Let's see, first, World tab.
We should find more for Figgy to do while we got him. I mean, the unfortunate part. Well, there's not a lot in the next episode.
Well, let's see. He can take over one of my characters, just not Rarity, because I do best with Rarity.
You should.
Oh, do you now, darling?
No, I just... Well, I
Okay,
do
fine.
better with her than I do the other two.
Fair enough. What are the other 2?
Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash.
I can do Rainbow Dash.
Ah, good, because I do a crappy Rainbow Dash.
I can also do Fluttershy, but if somebody else has that, that's fine.
I have Fluttershy right now, but I
Yeah,
would
Rainbow
not-
Dash is like the easiest character to voice. You just gotta like kill your throat.
You just have to rasp. Work on your vocal
Okay,
Yeah.
fry, bro.
so that would give. That would actually, if I give you one of my characters, that would actually everything-
fry, it would sound like this. This is not what Rainbow Dash sounds like.
Actually, if I give you one of my characters and one princess.
And one princess, and then it evens
Oh,
out.
I do two
and then I won't
princesses
die.
because I'm Twilight too, but the main princess.
You know what?
Yeah. So I can keep Twilight and AJ. If you want to take Flutters, you're more than welcome to have her.
Okay.
You'll have Flutters and Rainbow Dash.
It just
Okay.
kind of fitting because.
Ugh.
Oh wait, you're taking AJ?
I have AJ, Twilight, and Celestia. And he has
Okay.
Fluttershy, Luna, and Rainbow Dash. And then Maidrock has Rarity, Pinkie Pie, and Cadence.
Hold still, I'm gonna need to copy and paste this script into Word because my computer's hating this website for some reason.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'm going to get some more water. Now that we've got parts sorted.
Yeah.
Yep.
And copy. I mean... My computer's like literally roaring like a beast.
Sorry, that pizza talk earlier was making me hungry.
No. It's like, oh,
Unfortunately, I didn't have any cucumber sandwiches.
and there we go. And let's make sure that Microsoft Word was an asshole and put the formatting in a different way than I want it to be. Okay, it seems good. If I make mistakes, it's Word's fault.
Alright.
Hello, and welcome to a reading of Twilight's Kingdom Part 1, and then Part 2.
Should have probably picked something softer than a carrot.
Well, cooked carrot's pretty soft.
Dun dun dun.
I don't like soft veggies. I like them crunchy.
Well, oh, wait.
Like I get the.
One sec, I have to do something before we actually start this. Okay.